Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Aries gang? In early October, it's Libra season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries gang. Early October, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick, my friends. What is happening? Let's get this card. Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you. All right, so this card does have a very reminiscent type of energy. There's an extremely strong connection to the past. And if you see here, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this deck, but that's another card that's within the deck. So it does speak about ties, history, past, very Six of Cups like. It does have some other messages about boredom and entertainment, so that's something we'll take a look at as well. But before we do, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this fine looking individual with his awesome looking haircut. I always say, yeah, that guy has a really unique haircut. But you see him there, he's kind of looking at a film, right? So when I think of somebody looking at old movies, old pictures, I'm reminiscing, I'm thinking about memories. We're taking a trip down memory lane here. Now, for some of you, maybe you're not in that mode. Maybe it's just all up in the brain. Maybe something pops up from the past. Maybe certain things you're dealing with right now, or things in the short-term future, are dictated by things that you've already been through. There's like an energy that seems very familiar here when I see this card. Now, aside from the connection to the past, we'll see if that shows up within the reading itself. But a big thing with this card is entertainment. He's literally watching a movie. So for some Aries, I know we can get bored quickly. So just watch that. There might be certain things where it's like, oh, this feels like I'm watching paint dry, or something might feel mundane or boring to you. Maybe you need to shake it up a little bit, have a little bit of fun when we see this card. So again, nothing too rough. I would say this is a neutral card. It can connect to the past, and it's about enjoying yourself. So we're just going to let him chill right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Aries gang. What do we got? And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled They Are Watching You, but it didn't necessarily feel like it was like super creepy or anything like that. To me, is more so like somebody watching over you or somebody watching your back, even if you don't realize it. There was a big protective quality in the reading last week. Lots of people were showing up as well. So we're going to continue to see if those themes still hold true. But yeah, for some of you, maybe you're under the magnifying glass. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going here. 3 cards for Aries gang. What's happening in early October? Quick, beautiful. Love this. Empress in position, number 1. One of my all-time favorite cards, and she does also slightly connect with the zodiacal season we're in right now. So we like her. She's always a really good place to start. Let's get a couple more. 2 cups. Okay, partnerships, connections, friends, family, all that good stuff. There's a lot of fondness in these first 2 cards. So now could be a great time for friendships or any kind of partnership. It's like I feel an affection here. And then we have the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the Tarot deck. So that same energy that we were seeing last week is still somewhat here. I don't know who is like clocking you, Aries, or watching your moves. But I mean, we're just going to have to explore it further. So again, there's a lot of people I'm feeling in the energy. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we have a nice elemental mixture. I'd say there's a lot of internal energy here because we have water, which is the realm of feelings and emotions, creativity, emotional expression, and it can represent romance or people that we care deeply for. We have air, which is tied into the logic, the mind, strategy, planning. It's a little more cerebral, it's a little more cold than this, but it's like we have the heart and the mind, heart mind thing going on here. There's a lot of communication happening as well. And then right here on the front, we can't forget the Empress. She's tied into Venus energy. And what is Venus energy? It's abundant, it's pleasurable, it's a fun type of vibe. So remember with this first oracle card we had in the beginning, you might need to enjoy yourself, especially if things have been a little rough or things have been a little dull. Spirit wants you to have a good time, but I like how the energy seems to play. There is a strong internal aspect to the reading this week. Let's go through and build this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the beautiful Empress. Let's dive a little deeper on that. Now, for a portion of you, could be a Libra, could be a Taurus, maybe you have placements there. And I just love this. She is the representation of the divine, feminine, the goddess figure. She does tie heavily into nature. And she's just abundance. If you look at the symbolism with her, she has the pregnant belly, she has the pomegranates all over her. So that speaks about fertility, fruitfulness, like your cup runneth over. So this is great for potential, great for wins, great for blessings. And it's like, I have more than enough and then some, which is really, really nice. Now, again, she can represent femininity in some sort of way. She can represent mother figures, divine feminine figures. So this could be a very complex card. But again, she's pleasurable. She's a really good positive energy where it's like, okay, I like this. Now, every card does have a downside. It's very important to be pragmatic and remember that. The Empress is, I mean, she does have some sides that could be a little frustrating depending on your situation. Sometimes it could be like a wet blanket. So for some of you, you might feel cornered. Something or someone might make you feel a little smothered. You might feel like you don't have a lot of wiggle room or freedom when this card shows up. But we're not going to give the negative. We're going to go with the positive until cards show us otherwise. Empress could sometimes be a little bit stubborn as well, but listen, we'll see what clarifies her, especially since it's a card that can connect to Libra and we're in Libra season. We're just going to have to see what shows up here because it could be telling us about the time period. Now, moving to the middle, we do have the Two of Cups. I really like this. Now, all twos represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads that represent partnerships. So, as I already mentioned, friends, really, really good friends, like we're talking soul tie level. Uh, of course, romance. It could be family members, just someone where there's a really strong emotional tie, emotional bond. And usually this card is silky smooth, easy flowing, easy going, similar to the Lover. So I love the Two of Cups. It's conversational. Notice that they're sharing the cup, they're passing it back and forth. So it can be a talk of some kind. We'll want to check in. Now, the downside of this, when this card flips in reverse, it's like, all right, there's someone I care deeply about, but we're not on the same frequency. So sometimes that could be it, where it's like, I care about you, or I did care about you, but for some reason we're not seeing eye to eye. So we'll just have to see. And it could show us someone else's energy, which seems to be a little bit of a theme this week, Aries, where I'm not seeing a lot of our indicators here. So it's like, all right, we're seeing the energy of other people all over the place. Now might be very important for any kind of partnership. So I like this initially. Now, moving to the back end, we do have the Page of Swords. I already told you is the Watcher of the tarot deck. Now, the good thing with all pages, they're students and they're messengers. This is great for any new venture, new task. Pages are usually very communicative, but this one's a little bit different. This Page of Swords, you see him there, he's like on guard, so he's very defensive. So I'm not sure if you're in a defensive posture. I'm not sure if you're very skeptical, because when I see this card, it's like, oh, I'm watching you. I'm watching your moves. It's like very skeptical for some reason. So I'm not going to say this is a bad thing, but at the same time, it could be spirit telling you like, hey, Aries, keep your eye on this. Keep your eye on this. Keep your eye on this situation, this person, whatever. But as I already mentioned, there's a lot of other people showing up here. There's a lot of talking and there's a lot of observing. Okay, so whether it's your advice or whether it's what someone's doing, I want to dive deeper on all of this, my good friends. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you. What do we got for Aries, please? What is happening, guys? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading, it's about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Empress. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Empress time. What is she up to? Thank you. Beautiful. Aries power card right there. We have the Queen of Wands. Something's just going to come together here. It's like, you know how sometimes in life there's a situation or a connection or something where it's like, oh, I'm just putting in so much effort and it's just not going my way. This is the total opposite of that. Because remember, the Queen of Wands is one of the Aries power cards. Now, for a portion of you, if you're connected to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this could be them, and it's not gender specific. But what do I think about with this card? Confidence, confidence in oneself, confidence in my actions, just feeling good in general. This is a beautiful card of just feeling great. So when I see her under this card of abundance, of course there could be blessings coming in. There's some situation, whatever it might be, where it's like everything just falls into place. So of course I would call this like a huge win, victory of some kind. Now we're going to see if we could get more detail as we move along. But so far, so good. This energy to me, it's like I feel revitalized. My energy is rising and I just feel great. Now, another very specific message here with the Empress and the Queen of Wands. For some Aries, these cards can also speak about aesthetics and how you present yourself to the world. So if you've been thinking about changing something about your look, something about your body, something about your wardrobe, these cards are good indicators where it's like, okay, you're going to see results there, Aries, and there's going to be good results because of it. It's like how I look and how I present myself to the world. So I think it's great. Again, this feels like a win, victory, blessing, whatever label we want to put on it, and it makes me feel good. That's the key, where it's like I feel revitalized. I feel like I'm hitting the next level, and it just falls into place. So not a ton of effort, which I think is good in this case. Let's keep moving. Let's see if we could get a little more detail out of the rest of this, because as far as where your energy might be in the short term, it's looking good. Let's see if all the other energy matches up with that. So let's go in on the Two of Cups. Why is it here for Aries gang? What's happening with that two? What's happening with that Two of Cups? Thank you. Big return of someone, something. So that tie to the past is starting to show up once again. I've been seeing this for a lot of the zodiacs sprinkled in, especially over like recent weeks. The Eight of Cups is generally a card that seems to be moving away, right? It's an energy where it's like, okay, on to the next thing. When it's in reverse, it circles back. So when I see it underneath the Two of Cups, it's an energy of return, reuniting. Now, again, it doesn't just have to be a person. Maybe you're going to return to a place where you have a lot of memories or a lot of history. Maybe a situation that you're familiar with kind of returns. But now it's like the door is open for reuniting with someone, something, or someplace. It's just here. So for a lot of you, if that's something you want, awesome. There's a lot of energetic potential for it. For those of you that don't want that, when I see the Two of Cups, Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like, all right, well, keep your head on a swivel because there's a lot of energies that could cycle back in this time. Okay, energies that you thought went for the hills, but they seem to cycle back. That's just very strong in the energy here. I feel like I saw something similar maybe like a month ago for Aries, but it's here again. It is here again. So whether it is a friend, family member, and just to point us back, remember what I said here with this guy, same exact vibe, very Six of Cups-esque when you combine these two cards together. Let's keep moving. A lot of energetic potential for that. Let's see what the Page of Swords has, though. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. I don't dislike the energy I'm seeing this week, Aries. I actually kind of like it a lot, especially this front end, the confidence, and that feel good type of vibe. But let's see what's up with the Page of Swords. Why is it here for Aries gang? Thank you. Okay, very cautious. Multiple energies. It's like there's so many energies coming towards you, and it feels exactly the same as what I had here in the front, where it's like there's not a lot of effort here. It's like, and again, not in a bad way, but it's like magnetically pulling energies in. So now is a huge time for manifesting. This one is much more cautious, though. I will say that, because these are like multiple distinct energies that are making their way to you. One seems quicker, seems easier. This one is a little more cautious, but the energy is coming your way nonetheless. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse. This could connect to Virgo. It's an energy that could connect. I also give it to Scorpio and Pisces. This is like one of those multi-sign cards. Now, usually in the upright, it is a watcher, right? Very similar to this page, analyzing, plan, big strategy, not doing much physically. So when we see him show up in reverse, it's like, okay, now is the time. I've waited long enough. Now we go. So if there is someone that's putting some plans into motion, it's like, okay, plans are almost complete. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. So if that's you, if you're a cross watcher, who knows how it fits into your situation. But if somebody's been planning something for a while, now's the time to cautiously put it into motion. But yeah, the energy just seems to be moving in magnetically. So again, you take it however it fits to your story. Things just seem to be lining up from front to back, where it's like there's not a huge effort. It's like once I stop trying so hard, that's when all the energy seems to collapse inward in a good way. But let's go through and do a quick recap. So yeah, I do feel the big theme with this reading this week is definitely revisiting things, reuniting, and returns of various things. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start with a beautiful energy. We have the Empress with the Queen of Wands in the upright. So feeling good, feeling energetic, feeling on top of the world. This could be a big win, victory, or blessing in any area of life. It's like, oh, I wasn't even trying for this and it happened. Or it's like I wasn't putting any effort in. It just seemed to fall into place where the universe lines something up. So it feels really good to me. Great energy around anything connecting to looks and aesthetics and how you present yourself to the world. Moving to the middle, we have the Two of Cups with the Eight of Cups in reverse. So, of course, a reuniting energy, energy looping back around. So the door's open, whether that's something you want or don't. I mean, it's showing energetically that the door's open for that potential to happen. And moving to the back end, we have more of the same. Now these two do it in different approaches. Where this one just shows up. This one on the back, it comes in a little more cautious. We have the Page of Swords with the Hanged Man in reverse. Now it's time for somebody to put their plan into motion. Where it's like I've waited long enough. Now it's time. So if that's you, if you've been planning something for a while, it might be time to put it into action. That's kind of how this feels to me. It's like, all right, no more sitting back. Let's move forward with this. So there's a lot of energetic magnetism here this week, Aries. So hopefully you work well with it. But yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Aries gang. What is in the shadows, please? My guide, spirit team. And yes, this is where I pull a shadow card just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we got here for Aries? And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Five of Swords. So this is a bit of an angry card, and it doesn't fit the vibe of what I've been seeing this week at all, because all this energy to me feels good and feels easy. The Five of Swords is the total opposite. When I see this, I think of anger. So again, I know as an Aries myself, sometimes we get a reputation about being a little too aggressive sometimes. We're pushing things a little too hard. When I see this in the shadows, it's spirit kind of warning us to either one, watch our temper. We might be coming off more aggressive than we're trying to be, or two, just watch out for anyone trying to force something. Remember, I said within the reading itself, the energy just seems to fall into place, so there's really no reason to force anything, especially with the Five of Swords here. Worst case scenario, it could be someone that has like selfish motives. So keep an eye out for stuff like that, because this energy could be very self-centered, self-focused. But as long as you don't force anything, I think you'll be all right. And just watch the anger. So we're going to leave it at that, Aries. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.